Hey everyone, it's painting time, and today I'm going to be painting these avatars of war, Goblin Wolf Riders. I'm going to start with priming them in Vellejo Black Primer, and then a zenithal highlight of white. In this instance I use Snow White from Minotaur. For my first base coat, I'm going to base coat the entire wolf's skin and fur in Games Workshop's Wraith Bone. When the Wraith Bone has dried, I'm going to paint the upper half of the wolf's fur in Bane Blade Brown from Games Workshop. Here, if you want to give your wolves some extra designs, you can with the Bane Blade Brown. When the Bane Blade Brown has dried, I'm going to come back in with Vellejo's dark flesh tone and paint it on the top quarter. Here again, if you want to add extra designs, go ahead and paint them in how you like. I'm going to keep my wolves as basic as I can. The Goblin skin was painted with contrast Ork Flesh. All the wood details, like the shields, the handles of the weapons, and the bows, I'm going to paint in Gore Grunta Fur, contrast paint. Any bone details like teeth, claws, and skulls are going to be painted with contrast skeleton horde. Any of the metal details, like the weapons and spikes and little trinkets, are going to be painted with Games Workshop's Ironbreaker. I'm going brighter with my silvers because the wash I'm going to do is really going to darken them down. For the banner and the little orc symbols scattered around the models, I'm going to paint it with Flesh Terror's Red from Contrast. I forgot to press record when painting in the washes, but all I did was using carbon black and burnt umber from Joe Sonja's mixed with magic medium and water, and I just gave it all over coat. Once the wash is dried, I'm going to start the highlighting with Ironbreaker first. Only because if I do get any overspill of dry brush from the metallics, I can always clean it up with the other colors. And remember, if your brush can't reach it, leave it. Those details can remain in shadow. For the fur and skin, I'm going to highlight with Wraith Bone. For the fur, I will be dry brushing the Wraith Bone over all the fur texture areas. This will be a light dry brush just to pick out the tops of each fur texture. When it comes to the skin, I'm going to layer on all the raised areas with Wraith Bone. But if I do get any of the Wraith Bone into my recesses, I can come back with my wash and clean that up. To highlight up the skin of the goblins, I'm going to use a Warpstone Glow, and all I'm going to do is get all the top raised areas. I'm going to mainly focus on the face and tops of the arms. And don't forget the goblin's ears. They do blend in with the other details, and I did have to come back and paint them again. For the final highlight of the Goblin skin, I'm going to use Games Workshop's Mood Green. I'm just going to use this to pick out the absolute top areas of the skin, mainly focusing on the face. To highlight the banner and the orc symbols, I'm going to come in with Mephiston Red and layer them on. For the orc symbols, I'm going to try and give it a very splotchy and uneven look, like it's been painted on. But for the banner, I will do my normal layering highlight. And for the final highlight for the red, I'm going to use Wild Rider Red. This will just be for the edges and tops of each of the fabric folds. Here I'm just going to come back with my wash and just darken some areas in to give it a little bit more contrast. Like the areas between skin and armor, the textures between the fur and skin, and any areas where I may have painted into my recesses. You don't have to do this step, but I just wanted to darken some areas down. Here is the entire unit completed. I really love how they turned out. After seeing these guys all painted up, I really want to go back and play some Warhammer Fantasy Battles. But I believe now they're called Warhammer Armies Projects, an unofficial 9th edition. These guys painted up very quickly. The longest part of the painting process was waiting for the wash to dry. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I will leave links to Avatars of War's Patreon, My Mini Factory, and Tribes in the description. Please like and subscribe, and if you'd like me to cover anything, please leave it in the comments below, and I will see you all in my next video.